Sean Manaea led the way and continues to dominate. Last night, the Astros bats awoke as they clubbed 4 home runs, and Lance McCullers silenced the A's hitters as Houston evened the series. Today, it's the rubber game as Trevor Cahill and Garrett Cole battle it out on the mound. A's, Astros, next. We are at Minute Maid Park in Houston. It is the rubber game of the series between the A's and the Astros, and the right-hander Trevor Cahill is going to take them out for the Athletics. It's the A's and the Astros coming up on NBC Sports California, powered by Xfinity. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Oakland A's Baseball. Along with Ray Fosse, I'm Glenn Kuiper. Trevor Cahill makes his 3rd start. 3 earned runs in 12 innings so far in his first 2, so he's been pretty good, Ray. He's important to this rotation,
Absolutely.
especially with Kendall Graveman being sent down.
I think it's a great point because on the rubber game of a series, you want somebody to take the mound that you have a lot of confidence in to win a ball game. What Trevor has done so far in his first 2 games, of course, at the Coliseum, he got 5 runs in the first inning, but he was outstanding. 7 innings using all of his pitches, and if you notice, he's throwing a pretty good curveball in addition to a changeup and a good 2-seam fastball. He's a strikeout pitcher, and he's a ground ball pitcher. That's a great combination.
All right, first year in Houston for Garrett Cole, and hey, what can you say? He's been lights out in his first 5 starts.
How about strikeouts? He just blows guys away with a great fastball. He's got a great mixture of pitches. And oh, by the way, they really didn't need another starter, but they got him anyway from Pittsburgh to add to an already great starting staff. But he has a great breaking pitch, a great fastball. He knows how to pitch. And if he's on, it should be a great matchup today between he and Cahill.
All right, so the A's try and win their 4th consecutive series. We'll see if they can do it against the world champion Houston Astros. So a beautiful day at the ballpark. It is Little League Day as well. That's always special. Those youngsters will sit back and enjoy today's game. Up next, we'll head back to the studios. A's warm-up tosses out in the bullpen. The Astros have taken the field behind their starter, Garrett Cole, and we are set for baseball. Game time weather presented by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. The boardwalk is open. Visit beachboardwalk.com for park hours. It's a beautiful 82 degrees, just a slight breeze outside. The roof is closed. We'll tell you why in just a little bit.
I can't wait
with that in our pregame show, but we'll give you the honest-to-goodness, serious business reason. Athletics lineup for today looks like this. Matt Joyce, Marcus Semien, Jed Lowry, Chris Davis, Matt Olson, Matt Chapman, Stephen Piscotty, Chad Pinder in center field today. How about that? And then Jonathan Lucroy is the catcher.
And the A's are going to see Garrett Cole for the second time. They saw him with the Pirates in 2013, but seen him in an Astros uniform for the first time and been in the same division probably a lot. Home runs that he's given up so far have come against the Texas Rangers. He's faced them twice. He's given up home runs. Other than that, a whole bunch of strikeouts. 49 strikeouts, 35 innings. So, yes, he can throw hard, good breaking pitches, and not a bad guy to have in a rotation for the Astros, who are already good.
So Cole is ready, and so are the Athletics as Matt Joyce digs in. So we're set for baseball. It is the rubber game of this three-game series, a blowout win for each team in the series. A's won 8-1 on Friday night. The Astros with a shutout, 11-0 last night. So here is Matt Joyce, and we're set.
On his fastball reached mid to upper 90s. Curveball, slider, changeup. He's got all the pitches. And I'd say if there's one pitch he's not afraid to throw, is that one. Just showed the Xfinity.
He will hump it in there.
Exactly.
Joyce had 203, couple of home runs, 0 for 4 in the series.
And you know, as we look at this shift, guy throws close to 100 miles an hour. And then he's going to pull it. Now, granted, you know, this count 2-0, he'll jack up a little bit. Maybe he start his swing a little, may pull it. But if you pitch him outside, go the other way.
Chris Siegel calling balls and strikes. Adam Hamari at first, Dan Bellino at second. Crew chief Tom Hallion is down at third. He's lonely over there. Doesn't have an infielder to talk to.
Unfortunately, it seems to be okay after taking a shot in his right shoulder last night. Went down very quickly.
2-2 the count to Joyce. Cole kicks and delivers, and that one in the dirt. Semien to follow, and then Lowry just underway from Minute Maid Park.
Well, Max Stassi catching Garrett Cole. I know on Wednesday he caught Justin Verlander for the first time. So it's basically McCann and Stassi, former Athletic. Yuba City is looking forward to getting back to the Bay Area. Have all the folks, family and friends come down from Yuba City.
And there's the fastball at 97 miles an hour, and Joyce strikes out. Defensively for the Astros, behind Garrett Cole, Reddick at left, Barisnik at center, Springer in right, Bregman, Correa, Gonzalez, Gurriel on the infield, with Max Stassi doing the catching. So Marwin Gonzalez is playing second base. Jose Altuve will DH today. He's not going to be out of the lineup, not after 4 hits last night.
Your great point last night about how Gonzalez can play everywhere. That's one position last night, different one today. Big home run last night, slow as ever to home plate. But you know, Garrett Cole threw a breaking pitch 2-2. And a lot of times when that happens, you say, well, he's going to come back with a fastball. Well, he did, 97. And, you know, just blew it by Matt Joyce. Nice to have that in the tank to be able to throw if you don't get the out on the 2-2 pitch.
That one snaps in there. That's a good pitch. So there's the Cole breaking ball that throws for a strike. 1-2 the count.
Another big sweeping breaking ball and buckled the knees of Marcus.
Foul back. Pitchcast is brought to you by SoFi today, a modern finance company. That one is lined into the glove of Gonzalez. Kind of a soft line drive, and he had to cover some ground to grab it on a low backhand. So that's out number 2. Well, today any 95-mile-per-hour fastball is our fast pitch, brought to you by Xfinity, the fastest Wi-Fi at home and on the go. Some games you may not get it a lot. Today you will. There's the season so far for Garrett Cole. He leads the American League in ERA.
Okay, what just happened with Marcus Semien hitting the ball with the second baseman Gonzalez on the shortstop side, kind of taking that up the middle. And according to A.J. Hinch, that justified what happened on Friday night. Dallas Keuchel didn't appreciate it, but the difference now, of course, a left-handed hitter, but Marcus Semien, they were shifting him over to the left side, and even though Marcus hit the ball through the right side, vacated by Altuve.
But that goes back to my point. Human nature, you forget about it when what does work.
That's
you
right.
remember it
Yep.
when it doesn't. In that case right there, it took a base hit away from Semien.
Right. But if you want to talk to somebody who's not happy with it, Dallas Keuchel is probably the guy to talk to.
So 1-2 the count to Lowry. .342 the average for Lowry. 6 homers, 26 RBIs. He's 1 for 6 in the series. You saw those league leader numbers for Garrett Cole, leading the American League in strikeouts with 50. Foul back. Cole in his first 3 starts this year against Texas, San Diego, and then Texas again. He had 36 strikeouts in the first 3 games. So that helped him get on this leaderboard. Most strikeouts in first 5 starts with a new team.
Hey, you tied a guy that is a legend, Nolan Ryan, the Hall of Famer. Herb Score, of course, a great left-handed pitcher.
And that one rolled foul. So a good start with the Astros for Garrett Cole. Randy Johnson, his first 5 starts with the Diamondbacks, 55 strikeouts. That was in 1999. That was after he spent half the season here.
That's right.
Got traded to the Astros in '98 for the final couple months. Swing and a miss, struck him out. The high hard one at 98. So a couple of strikeouts for Garrett Cole in the top of the first. DH, then Correa, Gurriel, Reddick, Bregman, Gonzalez, Stassi, and Marisnick.
And for Trevor Cahill, the one thing he cannot do is try to match Garrett Cole in his velocity, because he doesn't have it. But just try to use the sinker, the curveball, and change up, which he has and been able to throw effectively. 14 strikeouts for him in 12 innings. So that's good to see. Good ground ball pitcher. And just try to get outs as quickly as possible and let the big man come in and throw 98 to 100 whenever he wants to.
So here's Springer playing in right field today. The first pitch is a strike outside corner. Springer at 257 with 5 home runs and 17 RBIs. In this series, 3 for 8 with a home run.
In case you're paying attention, Trevor Cahill is wearing a different uniform every 3 starts. All 3 starts he had the throwback from '68 when he made the start, his first one, and he had all grays in Arlington and the green top today. So whatever works for you, Trevor, just keep pitching well.
Good pitch there. Got in underneath the hands of Springer for a strikeout.
14 strikeouts, as we mentioned, in the 2 starts. He had 8 in his first, 6 in his last, so that ball off the plate. But the always aggressive Springer went after it in good location, especially 0-2. Maybe even a setup pitch to go back someplace else, but got the job done on the 3rd pitch. White shoes, Cat.
You know, they're half blue, though, right? Well, maybe not.
Well, the in.
Now Jose Altuve can wear whatever he wants.
He didn't swing at the first pitch.
4 hits last night. Yeah, those are white. Those are whites. They're not half and half.
Blue in there. No, it's not. Definitely 50%.
4 hits last night. He's 5 for 9 in the series. Now Altuve now at 351. That's 3rd in the league. Simmons going to have to hurry. The throw across. Got him. Nice play by Marcus Semien, and he had to have a strong arm there, and he actually, like, he got on top of it a little bit.
Yeah.
So 2 away here in the first. Defensive lead for the A's. Joyce, Pinder, Piscotty in the outfield. Chapman, Semien, Lowry, and Olson on the infield, and Lucroy is your catcher.
Think about Semien. Great play because he knows that Altuve runs fast. Plus, he got out of the box quickly with the swing, the aggressiveness that he always shows.
So here's Carlos Correa. First pitch to Correa is a fastball outside. Let's take a look at that Semien play again. It was not an easy play.
Yeah, he rolled over. Altuve did. So Semien, you're right over the top. A little bit extra on the throw. Good stretch by Matt Olson, and it was a bang bang play. And as always, the Astros, anytime there's a play at first base, they always put up their hand. This time AJ Hinch did not. However, they did go to the phone and very quickly hung up the phone because Semien made an outstanding play. It's one of those that you don't think. You just grab it and throw it. Sometimes with a routine play, you have enough time to think. Maybe it's not as good a play. That time it was perfect.
1-2 now. Off speed pitch. Astros wearing the blue tops today. Nice team colors, the blue and kind of that burnt orange.
Think about how the rules have changed, because at one time this was not allowable to have both teams wearing their alternate jerseys.
Sure, dark tops.
Dark tops, because they didn't want to have that conflict of seeing somebody that looks like your teammate and throw it to the wrong base or whatever. But a lot of rules have changed, and this is probably a big one because there are dark green, dark blue.
More action for Semien. A little bit easier play this time. And both starting pitchers. 3 up, 3 down inning. 2nd inning coming up.
podcast or on the go with MLB.tv. Your subscription includes MLB at Bat Premium, allowing you to watch live baseball on your favorite supporting devices. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv for details. Orbit.
It was, well, it was Airbit and Little Bit. That's what they said.
What's up, Houston? What's up? What's up, Houston? What's up, Houston?
Those things crack me up. Look at Airbit, Little Bit. There's something about those things. They just make me laugh every time I see them.
Well, especially when they fall face down and then get up.
Bounce right back up.
Yeah.
Quick 0-2 to Chris Davis. Olson to follow, then Chapman. A couple of strikeouts for Garrett Cole in the first. There's that slider. Let's do it in slow motion.
Here we go.
And here we go.
Exmo brought to you by Airbit.
Airbit, Little Bit. A little bit high, 97 miles an hour. Davis had 241 with 7 home runs.
Well, maybe the best thing Garrett Cole can do is throw 100 pitches fast. Most he's thrown 109, so that was in his last start against the Angels.
Got him. Slider that hung up there, but Davis swings through it.
You know, sadly, and the A's have experienced it, and even you go back to Wednesday, starting pitchers for the Astros have been perfect early in the game. What, 5 innings, 4 or 5 innings? And, of course, on Friday night, the A's got to them. The Angels could not. But this is what Garrett Cole throws. And you throw a 98, 52% may not be enough, but slider, curve, changeup complements the 52% fastball at 98 to 100.
The trade from the Pirates got the Pirates 4 players. Michael Feliz, a right-handed pitcher who we saw a little bit, a reliever.
Yep.
Outfielder Jason Martin, infielder Colin Moran, who was one of the Astros' top prospects, and he is playing third base for the Pirates. And Joe Musgrove, big right-hander who pitched quite a bit out of the bullpen. Those were the 4 players that the Astros sent. But I guess a lot of baseball people thought it was a pretty good deal for the Astros because there was not a #1 blue chip prospect being sent to the Pirates, and what they got is a guy who's, well, when he's right, he's probably #1 starter. And Olson strikes out. So that is 4 strikeouts, all swinging.
Matt Olson, the previous pitch, you're going to see the strikeout on a good fastball from Garrett Cole, and 97 in the upper part of the strike zone. But Matt Olson tried to bunt the second fastball. If he had successfully bunted it, might have been a double off the wall, because the guy throws that hard and you're trying to bunt. I mean, it really just made contact, and you fouled the ball over the third base dugout. You may think about bunting with a shift, but maybe not with Garrett Cole pitching, throwing the velocity he has.
Chapman at 280. He's got 6 home runs. That one, slider kind of sweeps off the plate. That's the career numbers for Cole, 61 and 43. He was an all-star in 2015. High heater at 96.
Well, the one thing that Cole possesses is those extra pitches. He threw 2 breaking balls to Matt Chapman. 2-0. Here comes the 97. It doesn't guarantee that the hitter's going to hit the ball, and he probably is exceptional because he can throw his off-speed pitches, knowing that he has the fastball that he can come back with and dominate. And here comes a 3-1 heater at about 97 right now. Because I would think that there's no doubt Stassi's going to call fastball now. If he goes 3-2, it'd be another fastball.
And there it is, 96. That one just a little above the belt, and that's a real tough pitch to get to.
And if there's ever a time for a hitter to load up and look fastball, this is the guy you do it. If he throws a breaking pitch, just take it. Know that you're going to get at least a fastball, if not many fastballs in at bat.
3-2 pitch, swing and a miss, 98 miles an hour. And Cole strikes out the side. Bottom of the second coming up. NBCSportsCalifornia.com and the NBC Sports app. It's brought to you by NorCal Honda Dealers. That's right, Phil Will's in the house. He's been here all weekend.
Had a tough night. He's yawning already, and it's not even 1:30.
Oh, yeah, he's been out all night. What a play by Chapman, and they got him. Wow. Maybe the best play he has made this year, and he's made a bunch.
Gurriel can fly. And Trevor liked it too. Ground ball pitcher expected, but look where Chappie's playing. Goes to his right, dives, catches, perfect throw, and he gets somebody that probably is thinking, that's a double. I want to turn the base. Now everybody's screaming. I got to hustle, and I'm thrown out. What a play by Matt Chapman.
All right, that's my favorite play of the year
That's
so far by Chapman. Plenty to choose from. But that ball was past him.
It was. I think of Eric Chavez winning 6 consecutive Gold Gloves. I think we may have somebody at third base that we're going to be seeing a lot of those Rawlings Gold Gloves passed out at the beginning of each season.
Reddick hits one in the air, shallow right center. Pinder out there coming in.
See, that's what a center fielder should do, exactly what Pinder did. I got it, put his hand up, let everybody know I've got it, and take charge in center field. But to your point about the extending play by Matt Chapman, if that's a double, and Reddick probably done something to move him over and infield back, they've got to run. And you don't want to give Garrett Cole any help, any runs. And Trevor Cahill, if he can match him, just see how long they can go. It'll really come down to pitch count. And for Trevor Cahill, 11 pitches first inning, 9 strikes, and that's impressive. Actually, thanks to Adam, the 3 pitchers in this series, Manaea on Friday and Cahill today, exactly the same as far as the 11 pitches first inning, 9 strikes. And play like that defensively helps. Marcus, a good play in the first inning helps tremendously.
1-1 the count to Bregman. Bregman 267 with a homer and 12 RBIs. A couple of hits in the series, 2 for 6. Strike right on the inside corner. Anthony, that's a good pitch.
Yeah, Trevor Cahill's a little sneaky, and again, ground ball pitcher. He had 10 ground ball outs in his first game, along with 8 strikeouts in 7 innings. That's exactly what you want if you have that great combination. You notice this straight up defense here?
I know, it's beautiful.
Isn't that a beautiful thing to see? Look at that. Just everybody the way it used to be 100 years ago.
And a swing and a miss. So 6 up, 6 down for Trevor Cahill. A pitcher's duel is brewing. No score after 2.
Baseball on NBC Sports California is brought to you by SoFi, a modern finance company.
Top of the third from Houston, where the A's and the Astros scoreless. Both pitchers very sharp early. Piscotty, Pinder, and Lucroy. Piscotty shows butt and called the strike. Piscotty is 2 for 6 in this series. After a slow start, he's settled in nicely.
I think Piscotty asked Chris Sale, he said, that sounded like a strike, was it? That throws as hard as he does. Phil Garner once said it's like a radio ball. You can hear it.
Sounded like a strike.
Sounded like a strike.
Slider in there, 88 miles an hour.
Yeah, checking the bio in the media guide of the Astros that Cole was drafted originally by the Yankees, decided to go to college. Just think if he'd have been in the Yankees rotation now.
Grounded slowly. Correa fires across. Piscotty is retired for the first time. Yeah, he did not sign. And then went on to UCLA and became the first overall pick. So he made the right decision. It was 2011, #1 pick in the draft. Check out these names. Always fun to look. Look at Trevor Bauer and Garrett Cole were teammates at UCLA. How would you like to face those two guys? Lindor in there, Springer, Sonny Gray, Joe Panik, Jackie Bradley. So a pretty good draft class. Some of the notables. But he was #1.
You know, I think you said it exactly correctly, Kate, because if you're able to acquire a quality pitcher like him and not really give up a lot,
it's an automatic.
Yeah, this is his 5th year, so yeah, you're looking at a couple of years, but about this.
There's a base hit right center field. Man, that's going to get down, and Pinder's going to try for 2. Marisnik's throw is just a touch late, and Pinder has a 1-out double.
So much for the perfect through 5 innings. Nice hit by Chad Pinder, who probably with the right-hander wondering, am I going to be in there today? And Mark Canna, who's been playing center, did a good job. This ball, well, once it hit the gap, Marisnik cut it off. Strong arm, accurate throw, but good hustle by Pinder. Kept his foot on the bag, which is critical. Watch Correa as he makes the play, the catch. He keeps the glove on the foot or the leg just in case the foot does come off the bag.
So RBI opportunity for Lucroy.
That looked like a breaking ball too. That it went nicely to right center with.
So Pinder gets his 3rd double of the year. You may not get a whole bunch of opportunities against Cole, so you got to take advantage.
But Jonathan Lucroy asked him about last night. Here's.
Well, it was a breaking ball that was called a strike, but it was caught a little funky by Max Stassi, so it must have been a cross-up.
And it is a visit, as we found out, and he looked back to the umpire. The umpire, Chris Siegel, letting everybody know that it's mound visit, and as Mike Scioscia explained, as there's a breaking ball to your point, he goes, whoa! Look where did it hit him if it hadn't caught it. But if you have visits remaining, it counts as a visit, even though it's a cross-up.
And there's a base hit right field. Pinder is being waved home. He's going to score. Lucroy is going to make it to second as Springer cannot pick it up clean. And the A's grab a 1-0 lead.
Cap, I was just going to say that Jonathan Lucroy, when I asked him last night, of course, the right-hander last night, right-hander today, he said the skipper wanted him to face Cole because he had faced him before in the National League. And what does he do? Comes up with a big double to drive in the first run of the game as Springer got to it, kicked it to the sidewall. Right there, he kicked it, but were able to recover.
Yeah, he's really the only guy in the A's lineup that has faced Cole enough to really get a read on.
And what a way to come through big time in the 3rd inning with a run-scoring gut double.
So Lucroy gets his 6th RBI. A's take a 1-0 lead. So now 8 for 20 in his career against Garrett Cole.
And you know, Kyle, that's the little subtleties of a manager's job. Kind of knowing, in this case, he could have caught Lucroy last night, given him the day game off today. Instead, last night he said, I want you to think about Sunday's game. Maxwell caught, and instead it's Lucroy today facing the guy that he is somewhat familiar with. And proves to be exactly what the skipper had hoped. It's Maxwell, good job blocking pitches last night. Did a very good job. A lot of pitches in the dirt. Skipper made the call. It's a good one so far.
And that one just off the plate. 2-1 the count. Joyce struck out in the first. Swing and a miss.
It's amazing what one run and a couple of hits will do to a crowd. I think they came in and thinking 5 strikeouts, first 6 batters, maybe a no-hitter. Perfect game, maybe. And a couple of opposite field hits by right-handers, and the A's have plated 1, looking for more.
Got him swinging. So that is strikeout number 6.
Matt Joyce, 2 at-bats, 2 strikeouts, and backdoor breaking pitch at 90, and that's tough because you see a fastball at 97, 98, and you get a 90-mile-an-hour slider. That does make it tough.
So I'll see if Marcus Semien can get the A's their second run. He takes a first pitch strike. He hit a soft line drive to Marwin Gonzalez in the first inning. Gonzalez was playing behind second base, and that's where he's playing now.
I'm just saying that's the shift that Gonzalez caught what, as you described perfectly, would have been a base hit. You see Marwin Gonzalez is playing up the middle. So if Garrett Cole, if a ball is hit to his right, you should let it go because you got 3 guys on that side of the infield and not take a chance of deflecting it into the hole on the right side.
Well, we're not surprised by this. Teams with the most defensive shifts this year, the Astros are second. We have not seen the Royals this year. See, that's amazing to me. So you have the Astros here with 423. Now, we were just told by Delaire, our producer, the Cubs have shifted 27 times compared to the Astros 423. So,
or the Royals 480. I mean, the A's are
and to me that has nothing to do with, you know, one team's in the American League, one team's in the National League. That
right.
Doesn't make any difference. That's just a completely different philosophy.
And you know, Kipe, the one thing I remember when Joe Madden was with the Angels, he'd said to Mike Socha, you know, Ken Griffey Jr. hits everything to the right side. Can I put another infield over there? Because he was the bench coach. And I remember talking to Ron Rennick, and he said, no, that's not. Ted Williams, they shifted for him way back in the 40s and 50s. But, you know, for Joe Madden, who was kind of the architect originally maybe of the shift.
And now this team has the fewest. So the A's get a run, back-to-back doubles by Pinder and Lucroy. 1-0 Athletics.
4-person suite. That's the Coliseum, all-inclusive high-end food and drink. Plus parking, you might get some of that food right there. You can also take in field pre-game for batting practice, scoreboard messages, 24 hats for your group. All good things as you visit athletics.com for more information.
What was that guy waiting for? If I had a burger in front of me that looked like that, it'd be gone in about a minute.
Were those donut holes next to it?
Tater tots, baby.
Oh, tater tots. Yeah. Well, you know, they both do the same.
Tater tots.
I was thinking donut.
We're up on those. Mom, what are we having tonight? Tater tots. And you're going to like them. Okay.
You like donut holes? Just kind of pop them in?
Anything related to a donut is just fine.
Trevor Cahill needs a shutdown inning because runs are a premium. There they are. Shifted donuts. Made life delicious for Lynn Kuiper.
Bunted. Chapman is going to let it roll. Foul. So smart move by Matt Chapman. Gonzalez laid it down nicely. Just a little bit. Needed to get it on the grass a little bit more.
Well, you see how close the grass does go to the dirt or the foul line, but it's just enough. Once it hits the edge of the grass, it's going to take a quick left, and Matt Chapman knew he had no chance to throw out Gonzalez. Slow and getting ready, but fast down the baseline. But that ball, if it stays on the grass, it's a base hit. Nothing can be done, but sometimes you can watch the rotation of the baseball, the way it's rolling down the line.
Trevor Cahill looking for a shutdown inning. 2-1 the count to Marwin Gonzalez. Stassi next, and then Marisnik, the bottom three. And this time bunted, and that's a beauty, folks. How about that? Got to be kind of impressed with that. You try the third base line, It doesn't work, and then you do a drag bunt, and
well,
nicely done.
And look at the pitch that he got too. He got a perfect pitch to do exactly what he did, but he did it because of the shift the first time, but then said, okay, I'll just drag it. Once he got it past Cahill, it's a done deal. No chance to throw him out. Foot race, and Matt Olson didn't even try to throw, which was smart.
So that's the first hit for the Astros, and here's Max Stassi. Stassi goes after the first pitch. Right to Matt Olson. Olson stood there like he does when he takes a throw, and as I watched, I was like, is that a foul ball in the stands? Nobody moved. Lowry never moved.
And he's just looking up. Show a little emotion, huh? But
I thought it was.
I did too.
It's a foul ball.
Yeah, I'm looking for it, and he's looking up like he's watching the ball go in the seats.
He's just he's cooler than us, man.
Well, he is calm, and that's probably the best way to play this game with his demeanor.
Here's Marisnik. A little bit outside. Marwin Gonzalez does not have a steal or a steal attempt this year. Marisnik really struggling. 133 and striking out a lot. So he probably feels like he doesn't need that pitch necessarily called a strike. It was a little delay.
A delay by Chris Siegel. The home plate umpire is 1001, 1002, 1003. I'll call it. Thank you. It's almost, well, it was nice that he gave the strike because it was borderline.
Foul back to the net right over Springer's head. And we may have a catcher's interference. Yeah. So that hurts, and it puts a runner in scoring position. It's always strange when you see this because you just don't see it very often. And Lucroy tried to hide it. But, hey, give me the ball. I didn't do anything.
Well, so that goes as a no at bat and an E1.
E1, yeah.
Or E2. E2. I'm sorry. E2.
Who did, was it
Josh Reddick was vote twice in the same game.
Same game.
Same game.
I mean, really, how often on average do we see that a year?
I mean,
Maybe
they got stats.
a couple times.
Yeah, Jacoby Ellsbury has the all-time record for most catcher's interference calls.
Now the top of the order, and the ball bounces away from Lucroy, and both runners are going to move up. It didn't really roll that far away, but Gonzalez read it well, and right behind him was Marisnik.
Well, it is a. Well, it didn't even hit the dirt. That hit the catcher's mitt as it almost got there, and that's probably why it kicked the way it did, and probably why Lucroy is really upset.
Yeah, and they said wild pitch, but that should not be a wild pitch.
Yeah, because it hit he put his catcher's mitt on the ground. He hit right in the webbing and hit hard.
So second and third now, one out. And again in the dirt. I mean, really, that. And you're usually spot on with wild pitch pass ball. And if you're the official scorer, that's really all you have to do is look at the replay.
Look at the
ball.
replay.
It's the dirt. Well, then it's pretty much always a wild pitch.
Yeah, it should be, even though some of the ones in front are very short, should be blocked. But in that case, he put his glove down and the ball never hit the ground.
And there's a base hit to left field. Gonzalez scores. Marisnik was going to go and decided to stay after Joyce juggled the ball. He was being held originally, and then when Joyce juggled the ball, Gary Pettis said, "Let's go."
Yeah.
But at that time, Marisnik just could not get his momentum going toward home, so he ended up staying at third.
Well, the tough part about this is, first of all, an elevated fastball, the 2-0. But the catcher's interference, putting runners at first and second. And then the wild pitch that was given. If you're not going to throw out the runner, I mean, you got a pretty good jump. But sometimes it's better. And even Gary Pettis, the always aggressive third base coach, was holding up Marisnik. Fortunately, he did hold him up. Now you've got a very aggressive Jose Altuve up first and third.
So Springer gets his 18th RBI. And Springer bluffs going, and the ball is fouled back. Springer took 3 good steps toward second base and then stopped.
Well, as we have seen in the 2 previous starts, Trevor Cahill slow to the plate, which means that anybody with any base stealing skills probably will be running. Surprised that he did not. Of course, the Astros trying to stay out of double play, and if Springer goes, the only problem he has with the aggressive Altuve is that if Altuve hits a line drive and it's caught, and they double Springer off first.
He's not running, and it's bunted. Cahill's got it, and he's going to go to first to get the out there. Coming in to score is Marisnik,
And he could have got him at home.
Astros take the lead.
Had a chance to get him at home. Maybe Trevor thought it was a squeeze. It was a safety. Yeah, he knows, because when he got it, probably very loud. But watch this, coming down the line, he catches the ball. Look where the runner is. But he automatically just threw to first base, and on a squeeze, yes, but not this way. This was not a squeeze, it was safety. Otherwise, Marisnik is firing down the line as soon as the pitch is made. That was not the case. So a good break for the Astros.
And Altuve gets the RBI. And a runner goes into scoring position. So 2-1 Houston. Here's Correa.
Maybe the official score looked at it as a squeeze, which would be a sacrifice also. That's why. Let's see, Marisnik. See, he's not running. On a squeeze, he's running as soon as Cahill lifted his leg. But fortunately for the Astros, Cahill just picked the ball up, flipped it to first.
Correa grounded out to Simeon to end the first inning. Swing and a miss, and it's 0-2. Two outs, runners in scoring position. 1 for 10 so far this year, but the one hit a home run. And into it. Strike 3 called, side retired, 2 runs for the Astros. So we're headed to the 4th. 2-1 Houston. Fourth inning of Minute Maid Park. Another big crowd today. 36 or 32,000 on Friday, 41,000 yesterday.
I think it had been bigger if the roof had been open.
Absolutely. Shutdown inning, 7 for 7.
Throw 100 miles an hour, you should have a shutdown inning.
A little bit better than the league average. Facing Lowry, Davis, and Olsen. And that one's hit very high to right field. Springer, he's got it. Well, it's the 12th season of the NBC Sports California All-Star Teacher Program, recognizing teachers that make a difference. Visit NBCSportsCalifornia.com and vote. The winner receives $20,000 for his or her school. So, up steps Chris Davis. First pitch to Davis is a strike. So, we promised we would explain to you why the roof is closed, and we probably should. We had a little fun with that during the pregame show, telling the guys back in the studio that it was 82 degrees. Lots and lots of sunshine, and really not a whole lot of humidity for Houston. But the roof is closed, and we just kind of wish it was open because it's a gorgeous day. But we also have found out that the fans, who are the most important, the fans do not like it when the roof is open for day games because it's too hot. So if that's what the fans want, then the Astros close it. So it's really the fans' call on this one. But our feeling is I get that. I get that when it's July, August, but it's a beautiful day. It's nice and warm, but it's not uncomfortably hot at all.
I just wonder if the season ticket holders and all the ticket buyers in general have to absorb the price for the air conditioning on days like this.
I doubt it.
Because,
but a good question.
But I mean, the air conditioner is on. It's pumping, man, to keep it at a comfortable temperature.
Springer grabs it. So that's 2 outs here in the 4th inning, but it caught us by surprise a little bit because really I think part of the charm of baseball is to be able to sit in the sunshine and watch a day game. Now, granted, if it's 90 degrees here and it's super humid, then you do not want to sit outside. But that's not the case today.
Well, that's if you have the option, because we know of parks where there's no option to close a roof, and people do sit out in the heat and humidity for day games.
So that is the reason why the roof is closed. It's been open the first 2 games in this series, but those were night games, and it was beautiful.
I know you've talked to your brother about the number of games you played in Cleveland on the lake when it was very hot and humid. And of course, you grew up in humidity in the Midwest.
You just deal with it.
Sure. And really, you don't take too long to get loose in the heat and humidity. You just show up and let's play.
But I think the point here is it's not humid right now.
Right. Exactly.
It's nice.
Well, I think to save you here, Captain, the windows in left field.
Well, certainly,
because you can see
nice natural light in.
Yeah, you can see outdoors if you sit in here and think, boy, it's hot out there when it's not.
Swing and a miss on a pitch down and in. Olsen flips his bat. Can't believe he swung at it. 8 strikeouts in 4 innings for Garrett Cole.
This play by Matt Chapman, diving to his right, ball past him, up, and once he's got the ball, a bullet across the diamond. Nice stretch by Matt Olson, but a tremendous play by Matt Chapman against Gurriel, and made it look easy and simple. And there's your T-Mobile built for baseball, and that's a great play that's probably going to be factored in, at least by the managers and coaches of teams at which the A's are playing. They think back to the great plays by Matt Chapman. They see some individual glove, like a Rolling Skull glove presented.
Here's Yuli Gurriel. And that one is fair. Bounces off that side wall, kind of settles right there, and Gurriel doesn't know what to do. He's between first and second. He was actually going to stop.
Well, he was, and once he saw Jed Lowry following to go over to the shortstop position, there was nobody at second. And you're right, he was halfway and then stopped. Simeon, as we saw on Friday night when the ball hit off the wall, this ball just passed Chapman. He couldn't get to this one. And it was a fair ball, but when it hit the sidewall, unlike what Correa did, and he stopped knowing what happens on that, but then Jed Lowry went over, almost pointing like it was maybe interference. When he vacated second, there was no chance for anybody to throw out Gurriel. But it was, what, Correa going to the ball, and the ball was hit down by an A's player. And your description was perfect, talking about the sidewall. It requires really a shortstop to be able to make the play. There is the sidewall.
So Reddick will try to get Gurriel over. And he taps this one right back to Trevor Cahill, who checks the runner at second, throws to first. And that is out number 1.
Well, this ball hit hard by Gurriel right over the bag. Once it hit the sidewall, as it comes back towards the infield, Semien just a slight, the way it deadened the ball anyway, I don't know. The only possibility if Jet Lowry had stayed at second, so at least Gurriel might have thought the ball was going to be retrieved quickly enough to throw him out. But Reddick trying to pull the outside fastball, trying to pull it to the right side, was not able to accomplish it, and Gurriel still at second.
Alex Bregman steps up. Bregman takes a curveball for a strike. 78 miles per hour from Cahill.
Okay, Chapman is playing very deep at third base, and Lowry trying to hold Gurriel, who is a threat to steal. And we have seen guys, even with 2 outs, like Bregman trying to steal a third, was thrown out.
Another strike, and it's a quick 0-2. Bregman struck out swinging in the second inning. Bounced off the foot. Astros are third in the American League in total runs scored. The A's are fourth. That's coming into today. They're both trailing the Yankees. The Yankees have scored 161 runs in 26 games. So Yankees first, Red Sox second, Astros third, A's fourth, Jays fifth. Total runs scored in the American League.
Former A's hitting coach Dave Hutchins now with A.J. Hinch and the Astros.
Strike 3 call. So Bregman gets caught looking. So 4 strikeouts for Trevor Cahill.
Well, we saw Correa last inning. He called out on a pitch. He thought this was too high. Bregman did, but and maybe because the low strike had been called, but both of them.
Too close to take with 2 strikes.
Absolutely.
Especially with a runner at second base.
And his ability to hit the ball to right field,
Yep.
and a perfect pitch to do that. But you know what it really is, I think, more than anything, Kai, is guessing with 2 strikes. And it's hard to do. I mean, you have to look for the baseball and adjust on any kind of a pitch that you might be seeing, but to see a fastball thrown by you and called 3rd strike is unheard of.
Well, here's Marwin Gonzalez, one more guy to get in. This would be a pretty good inning for Trevor Cahill, trying to pitch around the leadoff double by Gurriel. Outfield is straight away. Semien shifted over a little bit towards second base. Gonzalez has a unique hitting style. He holds his hands very low. Now, when the pitch is getting ready to be released, he will lift those hands up into a little bit more of a normal hitting position, but as he starts, they're down around his belt. I don't see that very often.
No, but it's not where you started. It's where it ends up when the pitch is on its way. And see a lot of different guys in their approaches, but
Cahill grabs it on a nice play, underhands to first, side retired. So he works around the leadoff double, and we are headed to the 5th inning from Houston. Astros 2, A's 1. Biscotti and Pinder against Cole. He's got a couple of doubles and a run in the third, but that is the only action they've had against Garrett Cole. He's got 8 strikeouts in 4 innings. Chapman, one of those strikeout victims. Cole will be a free agent after 2019, so Astros have him for 2 full seasons and then another decision. Right now he's 27 years old, so that means he'll hit the free agent market, Ray, at the age of 29. That's,
I think Madison Bumgarner also is going to be 29 when he's a free agent.
it's
So,
not
yeah.
a bad age to.
No.
As long as you're under the 30 mark. And I say that only because I think there's some organizations now that use the 30-year-old as a marker.
They
Don't want to go above that.
Be old.
Some do, some don't.
Yeah.
Strike 3 called on the outside corner, 97. Pretty good pitch.
Well, he started him with a breaking pitch, then finished him with this fastball. Perfectly thrown. Sometimes if a catcher doesn't catch it, actually Garrett Cole can break in a catcher's mitt. The ball just kept going up into the webbing. Max Stassi not able to handle it, but Presigo knew it was a strike, called it as such.
Piscotti fouls it back. Astros with a team ERA of 2.54. That's the best in the American League. Reddick comes in, and Reddick playing over in that. It's almost like the new left field spot here at Minute Maid Park. At least that's where the Astros play it. It's really left center field. So that's out number 2. Some more notes on the pitching. Not only does that ERA lead the American League, it leads the majors. The league is hitting .202 against their staff, and the starters, their ERA leads the majors. And nobody's really surprised by that when you look at the personnel that the Astros have.
Well, you can also look at one part of the game called defense, and they play an outstanding defense as well.
Yeah.
So if you take excellent pitching, combine that with excellent defense, you don't have to score a lot of runs. And you know, you look at the top of the Astros last inning, whenever they scored 2 unearned runs in the 3rd inning. You think about, there probably aren't a lot of unearned runs that the Astros give up just because their defense is so good.
Their run differential, Ray. Let me make sure I get the math right. Plus 62. And it's only May. And there's another strikeout. 10 strikeouts in 5 innings for Cole. So he has now retired 8 in a row.
Pacifica Hybrid, America's first hybrid minivan. Test drive one today.
Astros 2, the A's 1. Bottom of the 5th inning. Here's Max Stassi. Let's not forget about the career of Max Stassi, which started with the Oakland A's. That's right. He was a 4th-round pick of the A's back in 2009. Played a couple years at Stockton, and then was acquired by the Astros from the A's along with Chris Carter and Brad Peacock in exchange for Jed Lowry. That's right.
The first time.
The first time, yeah. That's the first time the A's got Lowry, and then he came back again. So Max Stassi, an original Oakland A minor league farmer.
Yuba City, and then I always mention that very unusual that a high school catcher could call his own game. And I remember he was saying that his dad was coaching and said, son, if you're going to play pro ball, you're going to need to call your own game anyway, so start now. And that's exceptional when you're able to do that. Wow.
Piscotty at the wall, and he leaps, and he did not catch it. A fan caught it.
Took it. He's out.
And they're calling him out.
Yeah, and interference, and it should be.
Second base umpire Dan Bellino went out there a little way. He called it immediately, and it did look like a fan reached over and caught it clean and kind of interfered with Piscotty.
Stassi's running the base. He's going to touch for home plate, but no, he definitely reached over because Piscotty, watch this. He's ready to go up, and he's going to catch the ball right there. Nice catch, and then that fan took it right out of his glove. Wow. That's no question about that. No question. Even Richie Garcia, I think, would have gotten this right. Yeah, Piscotty immediately looking up. Well, I think the main thing is that security guard is there.
Well, they're going to take a look at it.
And this is an umpire's call. It's not. And I hope doesn't take long, because Piscotty was watch Piscotty go up. He's feeling the wall. He jumps, and all of a sudden, instead of the ball in his glove, he actually, I don't even know if it had been over the fence, guy. See, they're not showing it on their jumbotron like they've shown the other plays. Not that it's going to help. See, they have been previous 2 games, anything that's close, especially if it's in the Astros' favor, they show the replays, but this one they're not. Now they are showing it. Thank you.
That's with the call.
That's a good call.
Is out.
And that should have been right. See you later. You don't even get to keep the baseball.
So the explanation being made to A.J. Hint.
Well, Scotty actually closed his glove like he thought he had the ball in the glove.
So it goes as a long fly. So here's Marisnik. And the first pitch to Marisnik is down and away. Marisnik reached on his catcher's interference, which is technically an E2. And that one's outside, so now it's 2-0. And then Marisnik scored in the 3rd inning, so that turns out to be a big play.
And one of the reasons that both runs were unearned in that inning. tell you, I'm surprised that the ball carried as far as it did on Max Stenson,
Yep,
because that's
I
kind of
agree.
a one-handed swing.
Pitched in the first start. There's 55 pitches for Trevor Cahill, so he's done a pretty good job with his pitch count. On deck is George Springer. Roll foul right into the A's dugout. Just 2 hits for the Athletics, just 3 hits for the Astros so far. Marisnick chases that pitch. So the struggles continue for Jake Marisnick, and that's 5 strikeouts for Trevor Cahill.
Started out 3-0, back to 3-2. Probably swung at ball 4 with the check swing or the half swing on the 3-2. A breaking ball in the dirt, and that's when you know you're not picking up the ball well, if that happens.
So here's the top of the order in Springer. Springer lined a single to left in the 3rd. That knocked in Marwin Gonzalez. Springer kind of the new wave of leadoff hitters now. You're seeing it more and more around Major League Baseball, where you put a guy in the leadoff spot who hits the ball out of the ballpark. Not everybody's doing it, but there are some teams that are doing it. And
well, the Angels got Ian Kinsler. They put him at the top. He's that type of home run or leadoff hitter.
makes sense.
It's Ricky the all-time. What is 81 leadoff home runs for Ricky? I mean, that was a dynamic duo there. It's a home run or base hit, walk, stolen base, at least 1, maybe 2. I think Brett Gardner leads off for the Yankees. He's more of a set the table type hitter.
Yep. He's got 20 leadoff home runs in his career this spring. This one is hit deep to left center field. Hit a time. Ball. So Springer homers his 6th. That was a long one.
I think this is all George Springer on this pitch. A hanging breaking ball. Torino's hit a hanging curveball against Cahill in his last start. This one, no doubt, crushed it.
Well, Tuve goes after the first pitch, pops it up towards shallow right center where Lowry's out there. And that'll do it. Another run for the Astros on Springer's 6th home run this year. 6th inning coming up. Houston 3, the A's 1. Garrett Cole has 10 strikeouts in 5 innings. That's the 4th time that he has done that already this year. This is his 6th start. And for the Astros as a team, 16th game with 10 or more strikeouts. This is their 29th game overall. Well, you got Verlander, who strikes out a lot of guys. McCullers strikes out a lot of guys. And then, of course, Garrett Cole, as much of a strikeout pitcher as any of them. There's a base hit left field. So Lucroy with a single and a double.
And with Reddick playing really not as far over left center, sometimes just a ground ball to left field could be a double. Jonathan Lucroy gets a hanger. Ball stayed up a little bit, not the good fastball that he throws. And this is just a ground ball to left field, but Reddick had to come for a long way to get to it. As he's positioned, see him at the top of the screen to the left, and he's to the right of the Crawford boxes as we look out.
So now to the top of the order, Matt Joyce. Matt Joyce hits one very high and very foul into the upper deck.
And if you are good at bunting, here's the time to do it with a shift.
This is the time.
Yeah, and you know, with Bregman playing in the shortstop position, there's still so much room on the left side of the infield.
See, to me, Ray, and you see where Bregman's playing, and now he's backing up.
Oh yeah,
but to me, why even play even with the bag? It's not going to help you make a play in a bunt.
Absolutely not.
I think you're better off to be playing where he's playing now, more of a normal spot to increase your range. But if you're going to, if your thought process is to take away the bunt, then you should play on the grass.
Exactly. Almost, yeah, in between the pitcher's mound and third base.
Otherwise, if you play even with the bag,
there's no way.
You're still not taking away the bunt.
And that's what happened when Belt got the base hit with somebody had a no-hitter going, and he chopped the ball, and the third baseman playing where Bregman was originally, couldn't get to it.
Just missed.
But see, this is what surprises me. That's a 97 fastball outside. Yet they're shifting him to the right side. With 2 strikes, you figure he's not going to pull it anyway. But if he just
tempting to swing at it, and just
I think so, just delay and especially that kind of a pitch.
There's a liner, base hit right field. Springer has it. Lucroy's going to try for third. The throw's cut off, and the A's are in business here in the 6th. Well, that had to feel good for Matt Joyce. He's been struggling a little bit, and then you get a 2-strike hit against this guy.
Well, another breaking ball instead of going to the fastball, which sometimes surprises me. And granted, you want to see it all pitches working, but there's decent speed for Matt Joyce, and Correa, who's playing in the second base spot, or Altuve could not get it. But he was not able to play on the outfield grass because Joyce does run well, and that's the difference of where second baseman does play with the shift.
So good opportunity here for the A's as Marcus Semien steps up. Fouls it. Way off the catcher.
Well, the A's are 0 for 2 because of the double by Lucroy that scored Pender, and then back-to-back strikes out. It's Joyce and Semien.
See the shift, you see the runners. Marwin Gonzalez playing right behind second base. We're going to miss. 97. Got to put it in play here.
Yeah, and he may throw nothing but fastballs now, first and third, and may not even think about a breaking pitch because he's looking at second to see who's going to cover. Well, the guy closest, and has to be him. I said Altuve. It's Gonzalez. Altuve's the DH today. That was Gonzalez who jumped.
And that one is hit. Scooped. Throw to first. It's a double play. And Lucroy has to stay at third, and he did the right thing by staying at third.
Wow.
That is a tough break for the A's as Gonzalez made a nice play, and when he fielded it, he was literally right on second base.
And not only that, when he fielded it, Lucroy taking off, he'd have thrown home. Because right there, catches it, looks home, looks Lucroy back towards the first, all in the same motion. And that is a tough right there. See, he faked and got Lucroy to go back. And once that happened, there's nothing the A's could do. And 5 feet to the right. It's a base hit, first and third. Instead, it's a double play and a runner at third. Unbelievable.
So, a tough break for the A's. A pretty nice play by Gonzalez. Now Lowry's going to have to come through. Lowry's been good in these spots. Today he has struck out and hit a fly ball to right field. A's need a 2-out hit. Fouls it back to the screen. Month of April is coming to an end. In fact, with the off day tomorrow, this will be the A's last April game. Jed Lowry, 34 hits this month. He ties his own record for most hits in the month of April in Oakland history. Had 34 in 2013. 26 RBIs. So if he gets one here, he would tie the record for most RBIs in the month of April. Lowry also has 8 doubles. He has a triple. On base percentage over 400. That one's grounded to first, and it takes a bad hop, and the A's are going to get a run.
And that should be a hit. You can't. It's hard to get an error on a bad hop, but the A's will take the run, considering it was going to be inning over. We'll see what the official score is, but it definitely was a bad hop because Gurriel was waiting for it, and the ball just popped up right there. Almost got him in the face. And no chance to throw him out, so the A's do pick up a run, but boy, the bad hop as it hit something and went straight up, fortunately high enough that Marvin Gonzalez could not make a play.
So it is a hit and it is an RBI. So A's catch a break there. They will take it. So it's 3-2. Chris Davis is hit by a pitch. It just got him.
Well, Garrett Cole's probably lucky because it might have been a 2-run home run. But instead, he is hit, goes to first. This ball just ran inside, grazed him a little bit. Got a chance to see Al Pedrique at first base. You were telling an interesting story about Pedrique and Jose Altuve.
Yeah, Al Pedrique. Well, the Astros can thank Al Pedrique. Up and in. Al Pedrique was with the Houston Astros organization as a special assistant to the GM. And he's the one who kind of talked the Astros into signing Jose Altuve. They were like, well, he's pretty small. And officially said no. Al Pedrique was kind of overseeing the Latin American stuff going on with the Astros organization at the time, their Latin American prospects. And he convinced the Astros to sign Altuve. Thanks a lot, Al.
Yeah, really. The last four batting championships and leading the world in hits. Right now, Matt Olson will love some sort of a bloop hit. Take it to left field, especially with the shift.
1-2 the count. Pitch number 90 coming up for Garrett Cole.
Well, one thing about Al Pedrique, he is out watching batting practice every day. Watching the opposing team's batting practice just to see if he could pick up anything. His first base coach. A great addition to the A's staff. Yankees organization recently, of course, with the Astros, as Kite mentioned. Matt Williams, former Major League manager.
And Olson swings at a pitch in the dirt. Stassi flips to first, side, retired. So the A's get 1 run on 3 hits. Bottom of the 6th coming up. It's now 3-2 Houston. It's Trevor Cahill and Garrett Cole. As Carlos Correa leads things off. And the first pitch is grounded toward Chapman. He ranges far to his left and makes a nice play and throws off Correa. So 1 out here in the 6th. And here's Gurriel, who had a double taken away from him by Chapman. Gurriel doubled in the 4th inning. He goes after the first pitch. He's a little bit like Altuve. He's not afraid to jump on that first pitch.
Hey, you're right, Kai. This is his 3rd at bat, and he's seen 4 pitches. As well as the first at bat, second and the second at bat, first one in this at bat.
Just missed. Close pitch.
Trevor's pitch count at just 67. Garrett Cole approaching 90. Of course, he has completed the 6th inning. Trevor Cahill trying to get through this one and keep it close, because it's going to be a bullpen game.
And there's the same pitch, and it was called a ball the last time and called a ball again. It's very close. Now 3-1. So Reddick waits here in the bottom of the 6th. And that one is belted. Left center. Joyce back near the wall, and he's got just enough room in front of the 362 sign. And he's got it.
And with that great catch, we'll tell you that we have the only bobblehead that honors our city, one of the most successful movies in cinematic history, Black Panther. Oakland A's and Marvel are proud to release a glow-in-the-dark Black Panther bobblehead in honor of Oakland and hometown director Ryan Coogler. Fans can snag this one-of-a-kind bobblehead Saturday, May the 5th. That's coming up the next homestand. It's against the Orioles, brought to you by Comerica Bank. You want 15,000 fans to get yours upon entering the ballpark. Visit athletics.com/promotions to grab your piece of Oakland history. Should be a fun weekend of baseball. You got the Orioles, and then these Astros will be at the Coliseum. Next homestand starts next Friday.
Reddick rolls it foul, so Cahill jumps ahead of Reddick 0-2.
Hey, 6 games at home, get to go out on the road again.
I know, we are not home very long. Come home late Thursday night, and leaving in on Wednesday after the day game, headed to New York. So
New York, Boston, and Toronto, 10 games.
So we're what we like to call road heavy right now, but that'll change actually after that East Coast trip. When we come home, the schedule gets pretty favorable for the A's. Home quite a bit.
You know, and with that in mind, means the Cross Bay rivals are at home. And how about Pablo Sandoval yesterday?
Pablo,
How about
he looked pretty good.
he
Too.
looked great. Talk about not wasting any time. Good job by Panda.
I read a note today. There's 2 people in the history of baseball to hit 3 home runs in a World Series game and pitch an inning. Babe Ruth and Pablo Sandoval.
That's great. That's
a small list.
Yeah, very short.
The Babe
That's right.
and the Panda. Pinder backs up. Plenty of room out there. He's got it. That's a good inning for Trevor Cahill. Moving to the 7th, 3-2.
He's been great. He's given up 1 earned run of the 3, 2 unearned runs, but breaking ball working well. Did give up a long home run. Is that a fist pump that he's done? Not for 75 pitches. Maybe just a congratulatory fist pump by Emo. 75 pitches. Garrett Cole has bullpen activity right now, so maybe 1 more for Cole, and see if Trevor Cahill can continue. As Cap, as we talked last night about the bullpen, for a little bit worn out with a bunch of guys pitching last night. And Lou Trevino was taken out of the game after 1. As the Astros bullpen is up. And not surprising, there's Will Harris. But Trevino, a very good 1 inning last night, and because the A's couldn't score, he did come out after 1, so he's more of the setup role now, which is a compliment to him.
Matt Chapman has struck out twice.
And between Olsen and Chapman, one of them needs to make contact.
That one bounced right back to Cole. Cole flips it to first, 1 away.
Well, a lot depends on this inning. That's 92 pitches, and keep thinking about the pitch count, because typically a starter, as he approaches 100, there is some concern. And it is just game number 29 for the Astros, and they want to keep this young man healthy all season. Sometimes the guy throws 97, 98 consistently, wears him down a little bit quicker, but I don't think he's lost much on his velocity.
So here's Piscotty, who has grounded out and flied out. And the first pitch, a little bit outside. A's will be on to Seattle, an off day tomorrow. The Astros will stay home. They will host the Yankees for a 4-game series starting tomorrow night.
Yep, I was told there's not one sellout expected for the 4-game series against the Yankees. There are 4 midweek games, so a little bit not surprised. I'm sure they'll have good crowds. After all, they are the Yankees. 1 trip into Houston for the regular season.
Speaking of the Mariners, they're starting to play better, Ray, and they're winning today in Cleveland.
Going for the sweep of the weekend, huh?
Let's see what it's now 9-4 in the bottom of the 8th inning. Well, they played Thursday, so they've won 2 out of 3. So if they win today, they will take 3 out of 4 in Cleveland. Ryan Healy has hit a couple of home runs today for the Mariners. So they finally got their lineup all together, and when that lineup is all together, it has a chance to be pretty darn good. So Mariners have won 4 out of 5 overall, trying to win again today. Right field, Springer back, Springer near the wall, and it's off the wall. Ball's picked up by Marisnik. He gets it in quickly. Piscotty's got a 1-out double.
Well, it's nice that Springer could go after the ball, knowing that his center fielder was backing him up, because Springer plays a lot of center field himself. But man, another ball to right field, carrying extremely well. Ball kind of a sweeping slider to Piscotty. Good job going opposite field. And this is a big double, but backing up Springer's, he went for it. Steve Marisnik hustling over from center field. Otherwise, if he's standing his position, Springer goes back, no chance, although the ball was hit so hard it was over his head. But Marisnik there to back up, holding him at a double, and that's important with 1 out. Getting hit by Piscotty, especially with 2 outs or 2 strikes.
Yeah, there's the good fastball, and that one was past Pinder. Pinder with a double, a run scored, and a strikeout. He's need a hit.
You might as well get for the fastball, because the hits that have come off Garrett Cole seem to be the breaking pitches. Which
Pinder's was a breaking ball, actually a pretty good pitch.
Yeah, exactly.
His double.
And the same with Piscotty. That ball was a sweeping breaking ball. Remember Charlie Morton, they gave up 2 home runs to Chris Davis to right field, and that was a couple years ago. His first year for KD, but those were on breaking pitches. And if there's a pitch you're going to make a mistake on, it's usually going to be the breaking ball. Fastball, I mean, if they hit it, if it's elevated, not many going to catch up to a good heater.
And that was a slider, but it kind of hung up there.
Statcast Piscotty's double to right field, and tell you, the launch angle not that high, 24, but it went out at 98 miles per hour.
300 plus feet and close to being a home run. Good hustle into second.
1-2 pitch, swing and a miss. There's the fastball, 97 miles an hour. So Pinder strikes out, and that's 12 strikeouts now for Cole. And A.J. Hinch comes out.
Wow. Wow. And all this is because Lucroy has 2 hits and he's gotten the good numbers against him. That's all it could be. It kind of the first at bat, a slider. Last 2 bats for Pinder, fastballs 1 and 2, 97.
So when it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change, tune-up, and brake experts.
Test drive one today.
So the A's have the tying run at second base with 2 outs here in the top of the 7th inning. Garrett Cole out, and he was pretty good. 12 strikeouts, no walks, right at 100 pitches, and kind of an interesting move taking him out.
He was losing it. Yeah, that last pitch at 97.
So here's Will Harris. No wins, 1 loss, a very good ERA of 1.74 in 11 games. So Harris is a good reliever for the Astros for a while now.
He's essentially fastball cutter pitcher.
Good pitch there in first strike.
He does have a curveball, but bullpen has been exceptionally good. And the 1 has scored. Crooked number would look good in that column right now. Playing shallow right field, that is Springer. So important for Piscotty. Any ball to the outfield, as they're all playing shallow, with the exception of Reddick in left field. Playing very deep.
So 1-1 the count. Couple of hits for Lucroy. He's had good swings today. Double, RBI, single, and a run score. Just missed. Harris' ERA the last 3 years, 1.90, 2.25, 2.98. So even though it has gone up each year, still very, very good. It's lined into the seats foul. I always like to look at their postseason numbers, see how they did. Pitched in 3 World Series games, couple of innings. Did not give up any runs. That guy was good in the postseason.
Yes, he was.
He could be a 3rd starter on some teams.
Yeah, they got 2 very good starters in the bullpen.
And there's a base hit center field. Here comes Piscotty. He's going to make it, and this game is tied. Marisnik slipped after he fielded it. And so taking Garrett Cole out backfires on A.J. Hinch, and this game is tied at 3.
And there is your crooked number and the inherited runners to score. And you know, I think back to the Hall of Famer Nolan Wright. He said the pitcher will tell you when he's ready to come out. 97-mile-an-hour fastball, pitch number 100. And especially a guy comes in, he's a two-pitch pitcher, essentially with a fastball cutter. He does throw an occasional curveball. But Marisnik slipped. He's lucky the ball didn't get by in the center field and go all the way to the wall.
You know what? I agree with you, Ray. And my thing is if the A's are going to tie the game,
that's right,
then let them tie it against the guy who has been out there for 6 2/3 innings.
It's his run.
It's his run.
Yeah.
He's fine. He's throwing 98 miles an hour. Let him either win it or lose it.
And he's got a no decision because of that. And you know,
I think that's overmanaging.
I agree. And you know, just because Jonathan Lucroy has 2 hits against him,
that to me should not, you know, it just should not. How is your guy doing?
Well, and that's the key. And you know, AJ, give him a lot of credit because he did it in the World Series. He made the right moves, and they won a World Championship. It doesn't mean it's going to work all the time.
There's a strike to Matt Joyce.
But they've got a very good bullpen. The Astros do. But you've got a guy throwing 97, 98. They couldn't wait to get him out. I mean, this is really a time. Probably, I mean, bullpens are so good. You're hoping you can keep the starter in. But Garrett Cole's throwing 97, 98 with a wipeout slider. I don't know about that.
Joyce fouls it. So 1-2 the count. Joyce had a base hit in the 6th inning.
You know, it almost looked like as Garrett Cole approached Brent Strom, the pitching coach, Brent had to explain why he came out. You know, and it's like Cole was saying, well, what's going on? And maybe in the previous 5 starts, he didn't have similar situation.
Yeah, that one just missed outside to even up the count at 2-2. It's Petit on the left, Dull on the right.
Tell you what, that fist pump to Trevor Cahill might have been a nice job because who knows? I mean, his pitch count definitely is low.
Just kept foul as Joyce hangs in there.
I wouldn't think he's out. Maybe those guys are up in the bullpen because for Trevor, 92 and 98 in his last 2 starts, and you know this is pitcher number 6th day, so he's got the extra day. And A's with their off days scheduled are giving their pitchers the extra day, and most of them pitching on the 6th day.
Another foul ball. Joyce hanging in there. Full shift on. Fought off a pretty good pitch there, Joyce.
But you know what, Kev? I think just has to be the confidence level for the A's hitters, knowing that Garrett Cole's out. And again, bullpen is good for the Astros. I mean, you don't have 18 inherited runners and only 1 score. They're good, but their starters are good as well.
And I don't think, listen, we're not talking about 120 pitches here. He was at 100.
100 at 97.
Lucroy, the runner at first, and that ball's hit and off the hands. Correa gives ground, then he throws quickly in time. Side retired. So the A's get a big hit. Jonathan Lucroy ties it up. So 7th inning stretch time. It's a 3-3 game.
food. My partner's clapping. This Memorial Day weekend, celebrate Star Wars with a night of summer fireworks presented by Lagunitas. Plus, the A's have teamed up with Star Wars for a special Star Wars and Matt Olson themed bobblehead. Special tickets are required to receive the bobblehead. Clear your calendar. Be at the ballpark on Friday, May the 25th. That's against the Arizona Diamondbacks, the very hot Diamondbacks. Enjoy Oakland's best fireworks with a Star Wars twist. Visit athletics.com/Star Wars to get started. And what a great way to start the fireworks display at the Coliseum. Should be a lot of fun. There's Trevor Cahill trying to continue what he's been doing, especially now with the game tied. I think it's a big shutdown inning, and you saw really a couple of the setup guys down in the bullpen in Desmero Petit as well as Ryan Dahl. We also mentioned Luke Tromino, Blake Trine in the closer, so the A's have it set up. Pitching line for Trevor Cahill's good. No walks and 5 strikeouts, and his pitch count is also very good at 75 pitches. Bottom 4 of the batting order due up in this inning, and see if Trevor can get through this inning, get back to the dugout with a tie game.
It'll be Bregman, Gonzalez, and Max Stassi here in the bottom of the 7th. So Bregman steps in. Bregman so far, not much against Trevor Cahill. A couple of strikeouts, one swinging and one looking. All right, right field Will, he's back, went for a walk. Get the cobwebs out.
I just like to see him take off the sunglasses.
Not today, Ray.
Okay, Will.
Well, I went out to get the newspaper today, and he was just getting home. So,
Was he? I thought he'd be hovering at your door.
oh, he's a good man. He's the ultimate A's fan.
Yeah. He'll be back to the Coliseum next Friday when the A's return home. He'll be in right field, flying high with the banner.
2-1 the count to Bregman. Oh, that one very close, drops a little bit low. So 3-1. And we get the phone call to the bullpen. Those guys they're ready to go down there.
Petit on the left, Dahl on the right, both standing, which means that as Marcus Jensen gets the call from Scott Emerson saying their guys are ready, we'll see what happens.
And that one a little bit high, and it's a leadoff walk here in the bottom of the 7th.
First walk.
And Bob Melvin's going to go to the bullpen. So at 81 pitches, Trevor Cahill walks the leadoff man here in the 7th, and it is time for change. Think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change, tune-up and brake experts.
for the grind that comes through every time. See your local Toyota dealer today. Toyota, let's go places. And by Xfinity. X1 will change the way you experience TV.
So Trevor Cahill, 6+ innings, disappointed that he walked Bregman, leading things off here in the 7th. But he pitched well against a good lineup. So it'll be up to Yusmeiro Petit to navigate his way through the bottom of the 7th and keep this a 3-3 game. Never know what Marwin Gonzalez may do here, Ray. It's a possible bunt. He's also a really good hitter.
Yeah.
Chapman, even with the bag. Quick throw to first, and diving back is Bregman. Bregman will steal you a base. He's 2 for 4 in stolen base attempts. It's a good lead, 12 feet. And the first pitch to Marwin Gonzalez is outside. Gonzalez had a bunt hit, and he scored a run in the 3rd and then bounced back to the pitcher in the 4th. Mariners still leading the Indians. That game in the 9th inning, it's 10-4 Seattle over Cleveland. Gonzalez takes a pitch that's just a shade low. Outfield straightaway. Simeon shaded towards second base. Lowry in a normal spot. And that one is called a strike. Catches the outside corner. So Yusmeiro Petit. He's inherited 8 runners. He has stranded 3.
Came to the A's with 32. A streak of 32 inherited runners had not scored. Has not been the case with the Athletics today. Hoping for better.
Bregman's got a pretty good lead, and
I've been going too.
And it just, yeah, for some reason, it just looks like he's thinking about going.
He's a little bit slow diving back, and very close play at first base. And 10 feet, moving out a little bit more each step. Some giant steps.
On deck is Max Stassi. Bregman runs. He's not. There's another strike. Outside corner.
Fastball outside corner, and it's almost like Gonzalez looking for something soft in the inner part of the plate. Lucroy outside, set to throw, but taken all the way with Gonzalez, and a little surprising. It's almost like a 3-0 take. Instead, it's now 2-2.
In the dirt, blocked nicely by Lucroy. So now we got a full count.
Well, they smothered it, did a good job keeping Bregman at first base on the ball. That really hit the plate, and That's when you have to get down and make sure you do the job, because hits the plate, it could skip, could do a lot of different things.
So Bregman may be running now with the count full.
It's a good idea.
And there he goes. Swing and a miss. Lucroy second. Throw to second. Goes into center field. And Bregman's going to get up, and he's going to end up at third base with 1 out.
Well, you know, Kite, I'm going to say something, and remember, Chad Pinder's not played a lot in center field. But if we have a high home, what you're going to see is the center fielder standing still. This ball is going to skip into the outfield. See where Pinder is? Watch this. Standing still as the ball then goes to the outfield. He breaks. At that point, there's no chance. If he breaks as soon as there's no contact, then perhaps Bregman can only get to second base. Now he goes to third.
You can't let the guy go to third.
No way.
That can't happen in that spot.
No.
Not with a tie game.
Yeah. But, you know, I remember I said it something about Jake Smolinski, and I said something to him, and he said, I didn't know that. But I've said it all the time.
Yeah.
And, you know, we have to go back to the Derek Jeter play. He's standing there. He says, why wouldn't I? I have nothing to do. Well, once the ball passes the plate and there's no contact, just charge.
Yeah.
Because if you're running, you see Bregman looking back, if you're running to second base and you slide, you see it, you don't see it. Now look at the top of your screen. Watch this.
See right there, just come running in.
Yeah, if he's running in, he eventually gets there. But, you know, that's the inexperience of playing center field. And it's something that has to be done if you're either an infielder blocking the ball, in this case, and again, nothing against Chad. He's not played that much out there. There's a lot of things to learn about playing the position, but, you know, that's something that he will learn in the future. To break in, because he knows as a runner, your slide, the depth perception, where's the ball?
So this is McCann hitting for Stassi, and he pops it up. Who's going to catch it? Simeon, and he dropped it. Here comes Bregman. The throw, not in time.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. That's because the infield's playing in. A pop-up, shallow right field. Should have been the second out. Simeon with his back. Same as happened, the no-hitter a week ago last night. Hit the heel of the glove, bounced out. And the throw just a little bit as Piscotti couldn't get to it. Strong throw. Unfortunately, Bregman, who, by the way, was going halfway because it's too shallow to tag, and that helped him score. Wow.
So we're kind of waiting on the ruling of the play, but the only thing that matters is that the Astros have taken a 4-3 lead.
Simmons gets an E6.
And that one is belted toward the gap. Joyce back over his head. Rattles around in the corner. Here comes McCann. They're waving him home. The A's got a shot. The throw to the plate is not in time. So the Astros score again to make it 5-3, and the ball settled in that corner out there, and that really hurt the A's.
Well, it's a wire fence, and when it didn't carry him off the wall, then Joyce went back. He's playing to carry him, and it stopped. Between bouncing up on the chain link fence, came back, and meanwhile, you're right to play, but just a little bit offline was the throw, reaching back, couldn't get it. Now McCann is not your fleetest of foot with the scoring, but Gary Pettis was sending him. He didn't break stride. And there it is. If it's on the plate, he's out by plenty, but a good slide by McCann gets him in safely.
So we got a pitching change. We'll be back. The Astros have scored twice and still batting.
Yeah, Bitter, you can read his lips and back up to throw. I back up to throw.
There,
yeah. And you know, again, he's saying it now, but he's inexperienced, and that's the problem. And nothing against him. It's just that something that if you're playing out there consistently and regularly, it's something that's automatic.
Here's Springer with Ryan Dull coming in. Springer takes a mighty cut at the first pitch, fouls it back. So Yosmero Petit gets one out. Does not get a lot of luck. Marisnik is the runner at second. Springer, a home run in the fifth. Pick off, and the ball goes into center field. Not even close. Marisnik goes to third. So that's going to be an E1. It's the third error in this inning. It's the fourth error in the game.
And playing against a team that doesn't make any errors.
Well, it's the old risk reward on the pickoff play at second base.
It's kind of interesting, sad, but the first 4 games of the season against the Angels, a lot of miscues that weren't recorded in the error column. And now they come back, and these actually are in the error column.
Springer with a mighty swing.
Home run in the 5th inning. George Springer with a breaking ball from Trevor Cahill. And you talk about waiting back and crushing the ball. He did. Way up. Used to be a gas tank up there. Yeah, it's still there.
So 0-2 to Springer. Never had a hit against Dull. Infield in. And LaCroix smothers it. So this inning has gone walk, strikeout, on the strikeout, stolen base E2. E6 on McCann's ball to allow Bregman to score. Marisnik a double. That scored McCann. Marisnik goes to third on an E1.
And sadly, the pitcher who's pitched very well, both of them have, and Garrett Cole and Trevor Cahill. Cole leaves no decision, and that's not going to be the case at this point for Trevor Cahill as the pitcher of record. The reason he was upset, he knows a lot of times leadoff walks end up coming around to score, and unfortunately, a leadoff walk to Bregman does score. Something the A's have been working on. There's a lot of pickoffs to first, very rarely to third. But that was a throw to third, and you have to throw. It's not a fake anymore.
On deck is Jose Altuve. Not close.
Bregman coming down the line, kind of in between, and but he had gone down because the ball was shallow, but maybe went back to tag thinking that Simeon's going to catch the ball with his back to the infield. He wanted to tag. He got caught in between, but still able to score. I think the only reason he did go back to tag was because Simeon had his back to the infield, because normally a shallow fly ball is going to go halfway.
So a full count to Springer. Springer's knocked in a pair of runs today. He's got 19 RBIs. And he takes that pitch. Pretty good at bat by George Springer. Well, game 3 of the series between the Sharks and the Golden Knights is on NBC Sports Network. It's at 6:30. End your hockey night on NBC Sports California with Sharks Playoff Central before and after the game. There's nothing like Sharks playoff hockey. So that is tomorrow night 7 p.m. Game 3. Sharks with a big double overtime win last night to even up that series at a game apiece. So here's Altuve, runners at the corner, still just 1 out. And he's got a base hit. Marisnik comes in to score, and now it's 6-3. Altuve on the first pitch.
Are you shocked that it was the first pitch hitting? Nope.
So a couple of RBIs in this game for Altuve.
Well, breaking ball stayed up, and you almost want to try to bounce the ball. A little tough to do with the runner at third, but knowing how aggressive he is on the first pitch hitting, try to do something except giving a pitch that he can handle like that.
And that'll bring up Carlos Correa. The only out in the inning was Gonzalez's strikeout, and that was the play that there was a stolen base. Correa, a couple of groundouts and a strikeout so far today. Correa sitting on a 12-game hitting streak, so that is on the line. Swing and a miss. 1-1. Got to keep an eye on Springer and Altuve. Lowry trying to keep Springer close as best he can. Chapman to second, on to first, and the A's turn the double play. Not an easy turn, they pulled it off, but 3 runs for the Astros in the bottom of the 7th. 8th inning coming up. Houston leading 6-3.
A Rabbit backpack. It makes its debut on Saturday, May the 26th. Gets the Diamondbacks. First 15,000 fans can get this awesome giveaway. It's presented by Ross Dress for Less. Plus, the 50th anniversary season-long celebration continues with a special Swing and A's celebration. And, of course, it is a day dedicated to honoring this special team from the 70s. Make sure you grab your tickets. Special day at athletics.com/tickets.
So here's Chris Davinsky. When it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service. It's your trusted oil change, tune-up, and brake experts. The good numbers for Davinsky: 0.82 ERA. His new catcher is Brian McCann.
Well, of course, Davinsky with a tremendous changeup.
Down the left field line, it's a broken bat, but it's going to be good news for the A's as it drops. And Marcus Semien is going to have a leadoff double. Well, that may be a ball where if the left fielder's playing a normal spot, he may have a chance to catch that.
Well, yeah, especially as long as it hung up, a ball coming inside to Semien. They'll take it because a long run for Reddick as he was playing over left center. Now with the lefty, he's playing in the normal position.
So here's Lowry. A's trailing by 3. It's hit hard toward first. Gurriel stays with it. Lowry's retired. But Semien now at third with 1 out.
Well, earlier in the game, when you're tie game or maybe a run ahead, that's fine. But I think Jed Lowry's trying to do more than ground ball to the right side. Infield will play back with the exception of maybe Gurriel at first, with the right-handed hitting Davis. But A's are looking for a little bit more, especially down by 3 in the 8th inning.
So the first pitch to Chris Davis. He's outside. Chris Davis 0 for 2. He was hit by a pitch in the 6th inning. And that one just missed inside. Chris Davis hitless in this series. He's 0 for 9. So this would be a good time to get his first hit. 23 runs batted in on the year. There's that changeup, 81 miles an hour. And as Ray mentioned, it's a very good changeup. And I think a couple different reasons why it's a good pitch. Obviously, any changeup around the strike zone is a good pitch, but his delivery is funky. He really throws it right over top, and he completely falls off to the first base side. I think that adds to the deception of the pitch.
If you could throw a changeup any count and have the confidence to throw it as he does, I was told that in his first game that he pitched, he shook to a 3-2 changeup and threw a perfect because he wanted to throw the changeup knowing that that was his best pitch. And it was a very good one.
And then he went with a fastball, and Davis strikes out. 95 miles an hour.
To right, falls off almost like Greg Holland, who falls to the first base side. And then the ball is thrown, and if you're looking at him as he falls towards first base, it is very deceptive.
So 2 away, and it's up to Olson, who has struck out 3 times. The A's have 13 strikeouts today. They have 28 strikeouts in the series. First pitch and first strike. Olson 1 for 9 in the series. And there's the changeup. Check out where Davinsky ends up. He'll be looking right at you. His right foot swings all the way around, almost to the grass. There's the fastball. It's almost like he throws his fastball to set up his changeup.
Yeah, exactly. Some pitchers that have a good changeup will do that. Again, Olson, who's been going opposite field very well, they're shading him to the right side.
That time the changeup just kind of floated. So we'll see if Levinsky throws it again. No, he did. Kind of down and in. It's Lou Trevino on the right. Santiago Casilla on the left.
I'd love to score this run, at least make it a 2-run game, if not more, if Osen can do it.
Right to Marwin Gonzalez, who stays with it, flips to first, side, retired. So the A's got a leadoff double. They could not get Marcus Semien home. 6-3 as we go to the bottom of the 8th. Three, 8, and 4, and that's a big number. The 4 errors by the A's. 6-6-0 for the Astros. Trevor Cahill, 2 earned runs in 6+ innings. Garrett Cole, 100 pitches, 6 2/3 innings, 3 earned runs. We had 12 strikeouts. Springer with a home run. Big day for Jonathan Lucroy, but the defense has let the A's down today, and it's cost them. The earned runs obviously shows up, but it's cost them a little bit more. Just have not played well. So when it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change, tune-up, and brake experts, as Santiago Casilla comes in. So Casilla will face Gurriel, Reddick, and Bregman. Good numbers for Santiago Casilla. It's bounced to Chapman, who gives ground for a good hop, throws, and Olsen digs it out. So here's Reddick. So the attendance today, 39,131. 39131. So a terrific crowd today. A couple thousand less than last night.
You know, mentioned about what I was told about the Yankees. They can draw 30,000 to 40,000, which pointed out last night about the increased attendance for the season. And that is what happens when you win a world championship. People buy season tickets, which is your base. A lot of people buy tickets in advance.
Well, they've gone over 3 million 4 times in the 18 years in this ballpark, but it's been a while. But they got a pretty good chance to do it this year. Reddick takes low, and now it's 3-0. That is out in center field. That's the home run pump. Where's general admission when we're looking for him? Is he out there?
I wonder if he shaved the mustache after they won the World Series.
That's all the new section that they put in last year out in center field. They changed that whole area.
Yeah. Talcil gone, and they put all that party area out right center.
They did a nice job. There he is.
There he is.
We should have known. Actually, it looks like the goatee has grown a little bit. Will's not happy. Team's down 6-3.
What was he doing?
Will's getting the signs from Lucroy, man. Come on. So Reddick has a walk. So a couple of walks last inning by his pitchers. Third walk today. And here's Bregman. Bregman 0 for 2. Had the walk and the run scored in the 7th. And that one on the outside corner for a strike. Bregman hitting in the 6th spot. We've seen him last year bounce around a little bit, different spots. 2nd spot for a while with the Astros. Runner goes, pitch hits Bregman, and he's going to take first. So with Reddick on the move, he's going to get to second base anyways as Bregman's hit.
Ball runs up and in. Bregman is Lucroy barely got him in a bloused uniform, maybe. Check the midsection. There's his uniform bloused, and that's where he got it.
So 2 on 1 out, and here's Marwin Gonzalez for his 4th at bat. He's 1 for 3. Gonzalez singled and scored in the 3rd inning. He swings and misses. It's a final in Cleveland. The Mariners 10, the Indians 4. Seattle hit 4 home runs. Cano, Haniger, and Ryan Healy hit a pair. Ryan Healy is hitting 9th for the Mariners. That's how deep that line is.
He was hurt, and he started swinging bat well, and then hurt himself working out. Put on the disabled list again.
It's a great T-shirt.
You put Cleveland LeBron against the world.
That's true.
Because without the big man, I don't know if the Cleveland Cavaliers do what they've been doing.
There's a base hit right center field. Here comes Reddick racing around 3rd. He's going to score without a throw. Bregman to 3rd, and now it's 7-3.
And that just took Ken Giles out of the save situation. The Astros, they do what they do best, and 3-2 breaking ball to Josh Reddick with 1 out after 1 pitch ground ball out by Gurriel. He comes around the score. Hit batter goes to 3rd in Bregman, and Gonzalez comes through with the base hit. And after your point about last year, the number of runs he drove in, and he's been doing it again.
Yep. He's got 16 RBIs now. It's a pretty good number for this time of year. And here's McCann for his 2nd at bat. McCann hit that little pop-up that Simeon could not quite hold on to. Hit pretty well to right center. It's deep enough to get Bregman home as he tags up. He'll hustle in, and now it's 8-3.
to have the Chrysler Drive of the game. How about Jake Marisnick? We talked about his struggles, but against Petit, no struggles here. This ball in the left center, and they kind of kicked and stayed, allowing Brian McCann to score all the way from first base. Surprisingly, the big man able to score, did not break stride, and nice slide at the plate, but Marisnick, the big double to left center, and that turned out to be huge, hitting ninth. As he had a catcher's interference, the RBI double, and the Astros have added 2 more. That kept the one thing that manager Bob Melman said. This was after he had the save in Texas, came in on Friday night, had a 1-2-3 ninth inning, and the manager said you throw strikes. And what does he do in this inning? He walks a batter.
Yep, that's right.
On a 3-2 breaking ball, and he hits a batter, and those 2 guys score. So I mean, the manager's right. When he throws strikes, he being Santiago Garcia, he's got quality pitches. He still throws mid-90s. He's got to throw strikes, and when he does, they don't hit it.
When he's throwing the ball well, you're right. He has a lot of movement on high velocity pitches. But when he starts getting a little wacky and can't throw a strike, then
that's right.
He has trouble kind of corralling the inning. Sometimes it spins away on him. Marisnick swings and misses 0-2. Blue Jays beat the Rangers 7-2. The Rangers were going for the sweep in Toronto. It did not happen. Well, the Rangers now 11-18 with their loss, and they will be at Cleveland Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. That's Joe Smith, sidewinder. 0-2 pitch. That's a swing and a miss. Couple of insurance runs for the Houston Astros. So we are going to the 9th. Last shot for the A's. It's 8-3 Houston. He's 8-3. And they bring in their 4th pitcher of the afternoon. It's the veteran Joe Smith. Joe Smith pitched here on Friday night. Gave up a couple of runs on 3 hits in 2/3 of an inning.
Well, Joe Smith probably not doing exactly what the Astros had hoped, and maybe, as you said, Friday night when Sip came in for a 1/3 of an inning, and maybe in this game, Joe Smith comes in to try to build a little bit of confidence.
And Chapman is 0 for 3. Strikeouts and a bouncer back to the pitcher. Chapman 3 for 10 in the series with a home run and a double. There's that kind of frisbee slider that Joe Smith throws. Yankees and the Angels are the nationally televised game tonight. Sabathia and Skaggs. And the Yankees are going for the 3-game sweep in Anaheim. Albert Pujols 5 hits away from 3,000, Ray, sitting on 2,995. Trying to become the 32nd player in Major League history to reach 3,000 hits. 3-2 now to Chapman. Angels will be off Monday. They will stay home. They will host the Baltimore Orioles Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Backhanded, Correa. High throw, but not too high.
High throw, but a strong throw. And
Yeah,
that's your natural shortstop. And you go back to Ron Washington, and you see someone like that that's been a shortstop his whole life. And he's a tall and a big shortstop with a lot of run production. And he's just a kid, but what a great kid. And actually, you think about what Bregman and especially this kid did, Correa, when Jed Lowry was here and he was hurt. Correa came up. That was it. Jed back to the A's, and Bregman to third, Correa to short. Of course, Altuve at second. Pretty good lineup.
Piscotty fouls it back. Well, make sure you join us for our next game. It's going to be Tuesday night, the first of a 3-game series, the A's and the Mariners. Andrew Triggs and Felix Hernandez, Safeco Field in Seattle. Coverage begins at 6:30 with A's pregame live. And remember, you can now stream the A's on the go with NBCSportsCalifornia.com and the NBC Sports app. We were just in Seattle.
Yeah, it seems like just yesterday. Huh?
And we're going back. But we like Seattle.
Yeah, going to be there in September the 24th, 5th, and 6th after 2 trips within 2 weeks.
Yeah, we were there, you're right, 2 weeks ago.
That's the summer months of Seattle.
Yeah, aren't we there the last week of the season?
That's exactly right.
That's it.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, off days, 3 games in Anaheim.
2-2 the count to Piscotty.
Hey, but how about this guy? Go back to Texas in June and July. Last year missed the hot weather. Going early like this year to Seattle. Texas is a good place to go early and late.
It is,
yeah.
no questions. Nice in September. Swing and a miss, struck him out. So that is 14 strikeouts by A's hitters so far in this game.
Now Piscotty, a little shake of the head going back, but Joe Smith with the drop down. This was just really a fastball. That's his fastball. He throws this big slider. That might have had a little sliding action to it, but still throwing pretty good velocity. Plus his different look is the biggest thing for him.
One to Chad Pinder.
If you think about Chad Pinder and his at bat against Cole in the 3rd inning, hit the double to right center on the slider. Seen nothing but fastball since. Cole with fastballs. His last batter that he faced, Cole threw a 97. He struck him out with a 97 fastball in his 2nd at bat, 1-2. 1-2 in the 3rd at bat. That's how quickly. I mean, if you're doing
Left center hit a ton. Reddick and Marisnik, and that one is gone.
Yeah.
That's a home run. It's got to go above that yellow line. So Pinder homers. Number 3 on the year, and that is not a cheap one. This ballpark, when it gets into that area, it gets big. It's 404 out there, right?
A good swing by Chad Pinder, and guess what the pitch was? We just talked about seeing a lot of fastballs, and that ball had a little sliding action, just stayed in the inner part of the plate, and you don't sneak anything by Chad Pinder. Good fastball maybe, but that looked like it was a little bit of a slider that he crushed. Somewhere land above the left and just above the Papa John. Pizza sounds pretty good, right?
Yeah. Yes, it does. So that was the 4th home run for the A's in this series, first today. See, it's got to hit obviously to the right of that yellow line. And if you get over the Papa John's, it's got to go above that yellow line. It's just the way it is out in the little corner out there. Kind of a quirky part of this ballpark, left center field. You could actually hide around the corner there by the out-of-town scoreboard if you wanted to. Three and one now to Lucroy, who's got 2 singles, a double, a run scored, and 2 RBIs. So he's had a very nice ball game. Got his batting average up to 270.
Okay, if you look at the score, 8-4, the 2 add-on runs in the 8th inning by the Astros.
Makes a difference. Throw is high. Gurriel keeps his foot on the bag, and that's the ball. He's going to run in the 9th inning, but not nearly enough. So the A's give up 19 runs in the final 2 games of the series, and they lose this series to the Houston Astros. Time of game this afternoon was 2 hours and 46 minutes, and the paid attendance was 39,131. So it is on to Seattle as the road trip continues. Final score here at Minute Maid: the Astros 8 and the Athletics 4. Time now for Jim Kozimor and A's Post Game Live.